Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name's Rebecca Carrera, and if you're new here, go and subscribe, like, share and comment, and if you're returning, thank you so much for coming back to watch another video with me. Today we're going to be doing a Q&A. Now I'm really excited to get into these questions. I actually haven't seen them. My friends and my family put together these questions. I asked them to come up with some questions that they thought would be nice and interesting for you guys to get to know me. I haven't had a look at them until now. I'm going to try and get through them all. If we don't get through all these questions, I apologise deeply, but I'm going to try and answer as many as I can in this video. So let's get straight into the video. Okay, so question one is, what uni do you go to and where do you study? So I study with the Royal Academy of Dance. I'm in my first year at the moment, so I'm just finishing my first year. I'm going to be in second year soon. So what we do is we do a BA ballet education, and that basically means that we dance in half of the time and we're writing about ballet the other half of the time. Definitely prefer dancing half of the time, but you got to do what you got to do to get your degree. The second question, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Oh, I will be 25 in 5 years. So I would like to think that one, I passed my degree. That would be really nice if I could pass my degree, hopefully with a first, because we're all aiming for the top. But what else would I see myself doing? When I come out of uni, I really want to open my own dance school. That's the first thing that I want to do. That's quite a big aspiration, so I'll probably be planning and starting classes of my own in church halls. Yeah, so I don't know exactly where I'll be in 5 years. I would have hopefully moved out and I'm living in a flat or a nice place. I think it really is just making sure I've passed my degree and that I'm on track to starting my own business, because that's what I want to do with my life. How many siblings do you have? Okay, so I have a twin sister, so her name's Lizzie. Oh god, I was going to say Elizabeth then, but that sounds really, really weird. Not that Elizabeth is a weird name, it's just for me, I can't call my sister Elizabeth, it has to be Lizzie. We're twins, I'm 8 minutes older than her, and yes, that does matter because I'm a lot shorter than her. And she goes to Bournemouth University and she studies photography, so got someone to take all my pictures for me. And then I have an older brother, Stephen, who's 25 years old. So I've got one that's exactly the same age and then I have one that's older. I don't have any younger siblings, so they are my siblings. Question 4, what is your go-to drink on a night out? Okay, well this is a tricky one because my favourite alcoholic drink, because I'm assuming you mean alcoholic drink, because if I'm on a night out, it's going to be an alcoholic drink. I am above the age, I'm 20 years old, just in case. My favourite alcoholic drink is Kopparberg. All my friends will know that straight away before I've even said it. But if I'm on a night out, then I'm not really going to drink Kopparberg. I want to say Jaeger. You know what, a Jaeger bomb is fully for me. I really do like it. Keeps your energies up. It's a fun shot. It's really quick. I don't like sipping on a drink in a club. Like, that really isn't for me. But then again, Jaeger makes you feel really sick in the morning, so I'm not sure that that's the best answer either. You know what, I'm going to stick with my answer. I'm going to go with Jaeger. Question 5, are you a lightweight? I know my friends are sitting there being like, yes, but am I a lightweight? I think that really depends. I go through random phases where I don't drink anything. After New Year's, I didn't drink for like 3 months straight, like not even touch alcohol. So then my tolerancy was built down, so then I would say I was a lightweight, because when I first had my drink after that, I was gone. But then there's times when I'm drinking so much that I could finish an entire bottle of Jaeger to myself and still get through the night. So it really, really depends on the situation. So I'm going to say yes, I am a lightweight, but I do have that ability to not be a lightweight. Question 6 is, what did you want to be growing up? Okay, so I wanted to be a dancer. Growing up, I was really, really good at ballet. So I always wanted to be a ballet dancer, but obviously it takes so much dedication, skill, everything under the sun to be a ballet dancer, and I just didn't put all my energy and focus into just being a ballet dancer, because then I got to about 12 and I started loving contemporary and jazz and all these other styles. Tap, I am obsessed with tap dancing, and I realised that I didn't want to just be a ballet dancer. So all this time I had spent trying to be a ballet dancer, I didn't want to be a ballet dancer, and I knew that's what was missing, and it's why I wasn't fighting for it as much as like every 12-year-old in the country that is doing ballet every day, every hour, and that just wasn't for me. So then I went through a phase of not knowing what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to be some sort of performer, but I didn't know if it was going to be dance, because I started to like move away from ballet and then got lost a bit, and then I fell in love with teaching, and that's why I'm taking a teacher's degree. I was like, right, I'm going to own my own dance school, and then that's been the plan for a really long time. But there has been some sidetracks. I think everyone just goes through this phase of like finding something and being like, yeah, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. But I would say ultimate answer is I wanted to be a dancer when I was growing up. Question 7, my most embarrassing moment. I'm gonna tell this story because it's the only thing that I remember, and it was pretty embarrassing how I dealt with this story. When I was in year 2, we had a really, like, she was so nice, but she was also really strict. Back in year 2, I was your teacher's pet, and I really liked this teacher as well. I think even this teacher came to my dance show when I left when I was 18. So yeah, I just remember sitting there and I'd finished my work waiting for it to be marked, but while I was sitting there, and I remember I did not do this to be annoying, but I sat there and, like, you're gonna laugh because this isn't a bad thing, but I sat there and I was tapping my pencil on the table. She then screams, like, literally, I have never heard, and I honestly, this is why I'll tell you what happens next, but I literally have never heard someone scream so loud in all my life. Looking back, this teacher must have been having a bad day or something, because when I tell you, tapping a pencil could not have caused the scream that came next. Like, I was petrified. Didn't think it had anything to do with me. I thought someone had done something so bad. I was like, oh, she was like, who's tapping that pencil? And I was like, I think I was running through thinking, you know what? It doesn't matter that you're 8 years old, your whole life is over, you're gonna get kicked out of school. Oh, I can just remember everything running through my head, and I was 8 years old. She made us all stand up from our chairs and crouch down on the floor. So now you can imagine 30 kids in a year 2 classroom, not sitting on their tables, crouching down on the floor. She was barking, who was tapping the pencil? And obviously one of my friends is looking at me because they were sitting next to me, and this girl's a goody goody too. So I was like, oh, she's gonna, like, tell on me. Like, if she tells on me, is it better that I, like, say I did it and then not get in trouble, or do I just keep it a secret but then she tells on me and then it's gonna be so much worse? But I'm looking at this girl and I'm thinking she's gonna tell, but she doesn't say anything. She just keeps looking at me and she's giving me that kind of, like, you should tell kind of look, and I'm like, ugh, can't handle what's going on right now. Anyways, this is getting a really, really long story. So basically, I didn't tell in the end. Probably should have, but I didn't. And she basically said that until someone came up and confessed that none of us was gonna have, like, I don't know, whatever the reward was at the time. I think we had, like, one of those kitchens in the corner. When you're year 2, that's a big thing. So I felt so bad. So I went home that night and I was crying, but I didn't tell my mum, I didn't tell anyone. I had a reoccurring, and this is the embarrassing thing, I had a reoccurring nightmare of the moment that she screamed, and I just had this continuation dream, and I kid you not, it happened for weeks. Every scenario that could have happened in my dream. So in the end, I literally just, without telling my mum, didn't tell my dad, didn't tell anyone, about 3 or 4 weeks later, like, it really, really had fizzled down. I'm pretty sure the teacher had forgotten about it by now, but I literally went up to this teacher, burst into tears. Yeah, I don't know what ended up happening, but I didn't end up getting in trouble. Like, I feel like she really didn't care. Like, she must have been having a bad day the day she screamed. But yeah, I just find that story so embarrassing because I look back and I'm like, you were 8 years old and you were tapping a pencil. Anyways, we're gonna move on. That was a really long story time. If you had to change your name, what would you change it to? I'm gonna go with Alice. I feel like Alice would suit me, and I really like Alice in Wonderland growing up, so I feel like that could work. What is your biggest fear? I think my biggest fear, and it sounds really weird to say, but my biggest fear would be growing up without having done everything that I wanted to do, because I always get to my birthday and I'm like, okay, so for example, this year I turned 20, so I was like, oh, so you're 20 years old. Did you do everything you wanted to be by the time you hit 20 years old? It's the same when I turned 18. I was like, have you done everything you wanted to do, and now you're 18 years old, you can't go back, you can't be 17 again. Did you do everything you want to do? And I think about it every single year. Like, I'm turning 21 in October and I'm already like, have I done everything I wanted to do until I turn the age of 21? So I guess that's my biggest fear. Like, I hate losing time, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense at all, but it's how I feel. Next question, night in or night out? Now this is a tricky one because, don't get me wrong, I love a night out, but sometimes I'm just not in the mood. Sometimes I'm too tired, whereas a night in, you can't go wrong. Netflix, food, I don't know, like I can't say that because right now, because we've been in lockdown for so long, I want a night out. I want to go on a night out, like, really badly. I'm gonna say night in, but I do love a good night out. If you had the more courage, what would you do differently in your life now? I always when I was growing up spoke about how, oh, I'm gonna, like, take a few months out and go and live in America, or I'm gonna go take a few months out and I'm gonna live in New York, or something like that. Like, I feel like I wanted to go to America, New York, LA, any side kind of part, and I feel like I haven't done that yet. I feel like until I do it, I'm gonna always say that I wanted to do it. I'm always gonna regret doing that. So I feel like if I had a bit more courage, I'd be like, doesn't matter that I don't have any money to do this, doesn't matter that I don't have any reason to do this, just go and do it. Do you know what I mean? If it's something I've been talking about for so long, I don't know why I wouldn't just go do it. Can you touch your nose to your tongue? Hope I didn't ruin my makeup then. Are you a leader or a follower? Definitely a leader. I cannot stand not being in charge of like a project or whatever like that. Like, I'm just the type of person that if we're given something to do, I'm gonna say how to do it. If you don't like how I like to do it, then okay, I will listen and I will try and work. Like, I do work in a team quite well. Like, I will try and listen to other people's opinion, but like at the end of the day, I have my mind made up from the second someone's told me to do something. So if I am gonna change my mind up, it's because someone's come up with something better. But I do take kind of that leadership role. Like, I'm not really good at sitting back quietly and letting everyone else do the work. I think I'm very strong-headed, and I think once I've made up my mind about something, there's not really any changing that. So I feel like in any scenario, I'm always going to choose to be a leader than a follower. Okay, the next question is the funniest childhood memory. Okay, so I actually got this answer from my friend because I saw her write this question and she actually reminded me of something really funny. When we were in year 7, so me and my best friend Alicia, and she's still my best friend to this day, but we became best friends. Like, we went to different primary schools, so when we came into year 7, we just clicked and we just became best friends, and like we were literally inseparable. Like, we literally walked around the playground together doing all sorts. But one of the things we used to do when we were in year 7 was we used to think, and I feel like it was a phase in year 7 where everyone thought that they were like Beyonce singers. Like, they all thought they were great, and like me and Alicia discovered we could sing together. Who remembers what we sound like? From what I remember, Alicia has a beautiful voice. I can't say much for me, so I'm just so basically we used to walk around, and I'm pretty sure at the time like it was like Jessie J or something that we used to sing, and we used to ask people for money to hear me and Alicia sing, and we used to be like this duet or whatever. But people actually gave us money. But like when I'm saying money, I mean like they literally gave us like pennies, like 10p or like 2p coins. But like one day we made like a whole £1 out of singing for people. And by the way, we did used to like literally practice this in the park. Like, I can remember going to our house and we went over to the park and we literally practiced this song. So anyways, so we made £1 one day, and like looking back, look, when you're in year 7, £1 means a lot. So I said, oh my god, like we've made £1, like we can go to the off license. So I literally walked Alicia to the off license outside school, and at this age, like we had to be straight home. So like literally we were like pace walking like to this off license, and I was like, yeah, we can split it 50p each, we can get this, and it was literally like 10p sweets and an energy drink. And like, you know those little 35p energy drinks that you can get, and they're really cheap and they're really horrible? But year 7 me was like, Alicia, like we've got the goods, like we're so good, like whatever. But yeah, that's my funny memory, because I actually cannot believe we had the balls to do that, because if you met us two now, you would not see us singing in front of anyone. Question 18 is, would you say you're more opposite or similar to your friends? This is a good question. Now, gut instinct is to say similar, just because we're all girly, we all love similar things. We love fashion, we love going out, we love getting dressed up, we love everything. Like, we have really similar interests. All my friends bring out something different in each other. We have our own strengths, we have our own weaknesses, we have our own opinions and all that jazz, which would make me tend towards the answer and say opposite. We're so different in the way we think, but at the same time, we come together and we love the same things. So that is my answer. Okay, so those are all the questions that I had time for today. Thank you so much for watching right to the end, and I hope that you got to know me a little bit better by those questions. I'm actually really proud of my family and friends. Like, those were some good questions. There was a real mix in there, and I feel like you got the perfect opportunity to get to know me a little bit better. If you haven't already, go like, comment, share, and subscribe. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!